Hey guys, it's your girl Lori Burberry. I'm back with another reaction video. It's about a title. I'm reacting to how rap changed in 2017. And we're going to this. Who was out rapping?
That's where the versatility comes. Yeah, that's where the versatility comes with me, because I would go from listening to that to Lil Wayne to Tupac, from Rob to different Japanese songs. Like, I was completely and utterly mesmerized by music.
Who else was around that time? I feel like it was just so many damn artists, to be honest. Yeah, Lil Pump.
Overall, 2016 has become an iconic year in rap history, and for myself, a personal favorite. I wasn't lying when I said that 2016 was one of my favorite years of rap, but I may have slightly overlooked how great 2017 was. For those of you that didn't watch my video called How Rap Changed in 2016, I basically talked about how the artists coming out of that year's XXL freshman class brought a
How do you forget
that year's XXL freshman.
All these people are relevant. I said relevant to this day. Like, still talk about them. Lil Dicky got his own show. Dave East got his own show. I think his name is Denzel Curry. The only two people I never listened to is one, and I don't know who this is. So is that? Yeah, I don't know who those two is, but everybody else definitely
brought a reimagined sound to hip-hop, popularized rap, and carried the SoundCloud scene into the mainstream. With a more melodic, bubblegum trap sound rising to the top of the genre at this time, it really made for a great year filled with tons of
even the style was
But
different.
as people like Lil Uzi Vert and Lil Yachty were climbing the charts in 2016, there was a whole new wave of rappers patiently waiting in the shadows of SoundCloud, ready to take control of the spotlight. These artists were already stars in the underground, but similar to the class of 2016, they were on the brink of breaking through into the industry and changing the game forever.
Am I bugging? His math ain't math. I could have swear they came out in 2000. Hey, yo, that freestyle was in 2016 though. I could have swear they came out in 2016. It definitely could have been. I was 17. I think I was way a little younger than that. Cause cause when I was listening to them, no, there's no way. There's no way.
Lil Pump is easily one of the most polarizing characters to ever blow up in the rap game, with not only his music leaving people intrigued and divided, but also his personality and life outside the studio. However, this description doesn't just apply to Lil Pump, as the majority of artists who would go on to dominate hip-hop in 2017 were similar in many ways. They would start their careers uploading music to SoundCloud that captured an...
No, they did not come out in 2017. They had to come out to like 16 or even. Damn, this is mind blowing right now, because that freestyle was definitely in 2016. But I know for a fact I was listening to them not even in 2017. I was listening to them because I remember it had to be 2016, bro. It had to be, because I moved down south around that time. Nah, math ain't math. Hold up, I got the game on my phone. Hold up, because the math ain't math. I'm not gonna lie, it's not math then for me. It's not.
It's aggressive,
grungy,
and unorthodox style.
Especially the SoundCloud era. I was definitely tuned in to the SoundCloud era around 2015.
Something new for the time. Due to their social media antics, legal troubles, and overall sound, they were also viewed as rebels in the music industry and were not initially accepted by the mainstream. Yet, funny enough, those would be the same reasons why they would end up succeeding and getting signed just years later. See, what makes this 2017 wave even crazier and special is the fact that a lot of these artists came from the same state and had previous relationships before their careers even started. It may be obvious by now, but Florida would see people like XXXTentacion, Lil Pump, Smokepurpp, Denzel Curry, and Ski Mask the Slump God emerge from the underground scene and work their way to the top. Although I just talked about these individuals sharing common characteristics, they all truly brought something unique.
Oh my god, I also love that about back then, bro. all the rappers, some had beef, but a lot of the majority of them did not have beef. So your favorite rap, you could have got fire songs from both of your favorite rappers. Nowadays, it's like, bro, can't even get our favorite rappers in the studio together because like they don't like this person, and another rapper is not gonna like that person also because they friends with the other rapper who don't like them. So it's like, nah, I don't want to make a song with you because you're not cool with the person I hang out with. It just be too much of that nowadays in rap. It just be too much like it, bro. It's just music. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just be doing too much. Back then, they all freaking knew each other, grew up together, and blew up in the music. I mean, that's kind of different, though. It hit different, especially when like you actually know the person and the struggle y'all went through, rather than just a motherfucker that, you know what I'm saying? I can understand it, but I don't know. I just be wanting half of my favorite rappers to just make music together, and it's like, nope. Because motherfuckers don't like each other.
Had different levels of impact on the culture. This South Florida movement wouldn't be the only groundbreaking change in 2017 either, as the world would see a new hybrid of emo rap push boundaries and shift the trajectory of hip-hop for years to come. So with all that being said, let's now rewind the clock and break down this extremely special and controversial era of rap.
Do you listen to a lot of local artists?
Shout out to all the local artists.
Who do you think's gonna make it big?
My whole crew. Besides that, let me shout out X, members only.
Damn, Smokepurpp really didn't know how to light that thing. But he was right on the money in terms of who he thought would make it big out of the Florida scene. See, heading into 2017, these artists had the underground.
It's my blowing that this was 2017 for me. I don't know why. It's just my blowing.
Momentum and
because when
the
did
younger.
Look at Me come out? That's what I remember. When did Look at Me come out? Please explain to me. I probably was listening to Look at Me before they blew up then. Because that's the only thing I'm thinking. I'm like, nah. I was listening to Look at Me before I even moved down south. And I know what year I moved down south. So it's like, it ain't adding up for me on how they came out around that time. So I definitely was listening to them before that. Because Look at Me? This actually looked like Look at Me out.
Speaking from my own personal experience, the originality that artists like X and Ski Mask had instantly drew me into their music and had me hooked on their sound. The way they were blending genres and experimenting with such different styles of production would be crucial in separating themselves from...
You knew I wasn't bugging, bro, because SoundCloud era didn't pop off around that time. Before that, we used to, oh my god, because I was homeschooled around that time. So before that, we was definitely in class listening to their music on SoundCloud. We used to... SoundCloud? Spinnerella? What do you call that? Spinnerella? My Mixtape, Audio Mac. That's, bro, before Apple Music, bro. Before paying for anything. Before Spotify. I like throw Pandora in there a little bit, but not too much. But, damn. Bro, that was the source for music. Like, you want to listen to your favorite artist's music? Go there, bro. Like... Oh my god, that era was
every
good,
other up-and-coming rapper.
I know it wasn't
what made the South Florida scene in particular break through and garner so much attention in 2017? Well, like I touched on earlier, the artists coming out of this area brought a certain level of ignorance to their music that had never really been seen before in modern hip-hop. Along with this style of delivery, their common choice of production would also play a huge role in dictating their sound, which I feel can best be described in 2 words. Distorted 808s. It may be common knowledge at this point, but for a lot of artists out there, production and beat selection is just as important as their...
And it's so crazy, they don't have a, like, you see how when people... see like Sosa, Durk, and all of them, that's drill. I feel like this is like, you could call it mumble rap, but then they call it the SoundCloud era. It's like 2 names, and I feel like after that it's like, let me know what type of era we in right now. I feel like we still in the drill scene era. I don't know, drill scene, trap. Yeah, let me know what type of era y'all think we in right now. Because before that, that was like mumble rap, SoundCloud era.
especially when your
Yeah, before that, it's like,
vocal range is limited and you have a relatively small vocabulary, like Lil Pump. So teaming up with the right producers can make all the difference in the world. Luckily, Florida wasn't short of talented beatmakers in 2017 who were also trying to make a name for themselves in the rap game with a more unorthodox style.
How did you eventually end up working with guys like X and Ski?
You know, for me working with Denzel and making great stuff, that made everyone else want to work with me too, that he was around from South Florida. So yeah, it just kind of like trickled down to everybody else, you know, they just like heard like, oh, Ronnie, whatever, Distortion. Or when I first started making beats, I was just making them, you know, just like not even trying to overthink it, and it just came out like that, you know? Because like I never knew how to mix.
Yeah, I had no idea how to mix either when I was making beats back in the day, but unfortunately my production career didn't quite end up like Ronnie J. After producing iconic songs such as I'm Sippin' Tea in Your Hood, Take a Step Back, Ultimate, and Audi, it would be wrong to overlook the impact Ronnie J had on hip-hop in 2017. With his signature distortion and muddy mixes, it brought something fresh to the table.
You know what's so sad? People don't talk about the producers.
Florida artists perfectly. Yet
People
it's
talk
important
about
to
artists,
mention
but
other
not
key
the producers.
producers such as Stain, who worked heavily with X, Ski Master Slump God, and the rest of the Members Only Collective in the past. As Ronnie J mentioned in his interview with Adam 22, he would initially link up with X and Ski Master Slump God through Denzel Curry before they even gained traction in the underground. In fact, their first ever interaction was at a house party that Denzel was throwing where supposedly X and Ski thought they were performing at, but ended up not even getting let into the party because no one really knew who they were. Sounds a lot like my past experiences at high school.
Wait, so
Anyways,
they didn't know?
although Ronnie J was not from Florida, he would move to Miami later on in life
Why is it
and was
Florida?
inspired by the local underground scene that was run by the Raider Clan at the time. If you are not familiar with the Raider Clan, they were basically a rap group formed by Space Ghost Perp, who was an artist/producer from Miami with the goal of bringing together local talent and showcasing the underground scene. The collective would include members such as Denzel Curry, Rob Banks, and Young Simi, but would eventually break apart due to numerous beefs and incidents that would honestly take a whole nother video to explain. However, the main point I want to highlight is that the sound that people like Lil Pump and Smoke Perp would popularize in 2017 can be traced back to influences from over 10 years ago. Obviously, the style would evolve significantly over time and become its own unique thing, but it's important to give credit where credit is due. Alright, now that we got this brief history lesson out of the way, let's now shift our focus to the more specific artists and music that would go on to revolutionize rap in 2017.
Yes, let's get into it, cause let's get into it, bro.
It's quite
Because
literally
music,
the
well, it's so crazy to even think about
notes,
the fact that they blew up in 2017, because I really thought it was like
It's just
2000.
ignorant, bro. Like, it's made ignorant. That's catchy, bro. People.
Remember that interview of X talking about his versatility and musical influences that I showed at the beginning of this video? Yeah, Lil Pump couldn't be any more different. Yes, they both came onto the scene and changed the game with an ignorant, distorted sound.
Definitely different
X
artists.
bringing more
Whoa.
of a punk metal tone, and Pump having a delivery that is more comparable to someone like Chief Keef. But in terms of pure talent and cultural influence,
I mean, all
they're
of
on
them
opposite
listening.
ends of the spectrum.
And it's so crazy.
Within
They
this-
all listened to Keith. It was influenced by Keith, but their sounds is not influenced by Keith. Because there's a lot of rappers that's like, I don't want to say like, they just try to like recreate what Keith did, and I sometimes just like, bro, like, These artists, yeah, they was influenced by him. They looked up to him, but their sounds was definitely different. Like, definitely different, bro. Even the way that, I don't know, this era was different, bro. It was different.
Florida SoundCloud movement, people
They
like
always
X,
just different.
Ski Mask, Denzel, and Puya were more lyrical and would go on to evolve their sound
course.
as
I'm
time
sorry.
went on. Yet
Somebody
we're looking
said
at
Slipknot
guys
versus
like
Lil Pump?
Pump and Smoke Perp. They
Man,
were
I'll pick a
very
ski.
one-dimensional
What the hell?
in comparison. It
Could
was
never-
fun listening to songs such as
Please.
D-Rose and Flex Like
D-Rose.
Ooh at first, but when Lil Pump released his debut project in October of 2017, with every song pretty much sounding the same, it got old fast. On the other hand, with X gaining traction in the underground scene with songs like Look at Me and Young Brats, then going on to release 17 as his debut project in August, it truly set him apart as a special talent.
He was definitely different from all
and
of them.
garnered respect from
Definitely.
even the harshest critics.
He had
Yeah.
separated himself from the new class. Put that album on in church and I looked up and my girl starts crying. Immediately. I heard melodies I didn't think I would get from him. I heard a singing voice that I didn't know was
Very, yes, yes.
it was very clear. I'm putting him ahead of the pack. He will be here. That's what I mean.
This was a common reaction for many people after hearing 17 for the first time. If you were a day one supporter of X, you already knew he had this versatility, but for the casual fan, 17 was eye-opening. X had
If he was alive to this right now, bro, X would be like, bro, a freaking mega superstar, to be honest, bro. He was like, you could say this is a SoundCloud era, but with him, bro, and I really didn't even listen to his music like that, but with him, it was just, he was freaking different from, and you wouldn't even think he even came out when they came out, bro. He really was different, bro, on a different type of wave, bro. Like, he was leaving them behind.
to his emotional
To be
side
honest.
throughout this project, and
Exactly.
more importantly, delivered a
He was really like, bro, like, he wanted y'all to feel how he felt. I feel like, me personally, at the time, that was the only artist who was doing that type of songs, to be honest. Like, I want you to feel how I feel, like,
work
what I'm saying,
that
the pain that
connected
fight,
with his
bro.
listeners on a deeper level. However,
No, for
speaking
real.
of this kind of introspective music, he wouldn't be the only artist expressing himself like this, as 2017 would also see a whole new wave of emotional rap surge in popularity, aka emo rap.
Yeah,
Similar
Lil Peep,
to the
yeah.
South Florida
Okay, I
scene,
can say both of
this
them, yeah.
genre would be extremely
never listened
popular
to Lil
amongst
Peep,
the
but
underground
them two,
crowd,
yeah.
but wouldn't necessarily break into the mainstream until 2017.
Apparently, I got a Wikipedia page. I was looking at my Wikipedia page. The genres was like alternative rock, like R&B, hip hop, trap, emo, pop punk.
damn, he
It
old.
really is hard to categorize people like Lil Peep because his music was so original and pulled elements from so many different genres. With his project,
Damn,
Come
how do you
Over
even
When
do
You're
that? Like,
Sober
how you win an
Part
award?
1 dropping in August of that
Man,
year,
about to
it
be-
would really elevate his career to the next level. Songs such as Ben's Truck and Save That were absolute hits and racked up over hundreds of millions of plays across various streaming platforms like Spotify and YouTube, which at that point meant he was clearly crossing over into the mainstream audience. As a huge fan and friend of the legendary Suicide Boys duo and a member of the Goth Boy clique
What
that
the hell?
featured frequent collaborators like Lil
don't
Tracy,
be liking
Lil
names like
Peep
that.
was amongst a scene that had built a very strong...
Not even gonna lie, and I
like,
think that's why I never really used to listen to them, because I never used to like songs like that, because I don't know, me as a, like, I'll get depressed, like, you know what I'm saying? If I hear like music type like that, I'm gonna get depressed. So I always stayed in like the turn up side, listen to some R&B, of course, you know, listen to some throwbacks, but this type of era I just couldn't get into, because like, I don't know, it's just too depressing for me. Like, just too depressing.
It's crazy to see how popular emo rap
But I liked how they
became
was
in
different. I like how they-
2017, and the influence it would have.
Like, I could tell they fans really mess with them, because like, you getting everything, to be honest. You getting the rap, you getting the R&B from them, you know what I'm saying? You basically like on a personal type of level in their music that they fans had with them, especially X and Lil Peep. What the hell? Yeah, them two.
For years.
I forgot Lil Peep even
Whether
came
you
out
look
around that
at
time,
current
but-
artists like Ian Dior, or
And it's so
even
crazy, I
legends
think they-
such as Juice WRLD, who would put his own spin on the genre in just the following year. Emo rap has become a staple sound in
Didn't just
hip
come out,
hop
like,
and just added to the already groundbreaking
next
era
year.
that was 2017.
I would describe him as colorful. Like, he just, like a
Yeah, I think they
rainbow.
passed away the same
Everybody
year.
loves rainbows. When you see it, it's like, look. You know what I mean? That's how I describe Pete.
He affected so many people's lives so easily. Like, it's so hard to do that. Like, to really, on a global scale, affect people's lives in a really
So
good
slept
way.
on. I'm
It's so
sorry.
hard to believe that two of the most impactful artists coming out of 2017 have now passed. But what they did for the rap game and for everyone around them will live on forever.
Even
if you guys don't
X,
know,
bro,
I'm a huge fan of The Office, and there was one quote in particular from that show that kind of stood out to me
When X passed away, bro, I feel like everybody was in shock. Because, bro, when I remember where I was at the beach, bro. When I tell you, everybody was on their phone, literally looking at it, like on the Shade Room, on TMZ, on their phone, like I feel like everybody like dropped, like everything like was dropped. Like, imagine being at the beach, and the beach is like everybody's just looking at their phone, like, what? X? You know what I'm saying? And I don't even think it said he. I don't even know. I don't know if it said he got shot or he passed, but I just know people was in shock when they looked at that. Like, it was just. And then now they going through the whole trial thing, and it's just like, bro, like, people be watching, bro. Like,
as well, and kind of summarizes how I feel about 2017. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. This applies for both 2016 and 2017, as I miss both these years so much. But you know what? After making this video, 2017 might just have been the better year.
Okay. Alright. What's 2016? Where is that at? Where? No. Yeah, we're gonna go to 2016. You're tripping. I'm about to go react to that one. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and subscribe to that post notification bell on so you know when I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.